My name is Melanie Albert. I'm with Experience Nutrition and I'm the author of the cookbook, A New View of Healthy Eating. And I am so excited to be here with you today to share with you some ideas about healthy eating, healthy plant-based cooking, and really how to eat the right foods for your immune system. So what we're going to do here today, especially since I'm not with you live, is I'm going to share with you a little bit about my background. And then what I'm going to do is share with you all the great foods, local, organic, beautiful foods that you can eat for your immune system. I'm going to share with you how you can shop for those foods. And then we're going to do a couple little cooking demos with some salads and some salad dressings. So now what I'd like to do is share with you a little bit about my background, just so that you can get to know me a little bit. And what I'd like you to do as you're watching this video today is to think about something that may touch you and something that you might be inspired by. And I also want you to take action. So a little bit about me. I first got started with healthy eating and healthy cooking and learning the power of food about 25, I'm actually getting goosebumps as I'm saying this every time I do, I really do. 25 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer and the conventional doctors gave her 6 months to live. I was in corporate marketing at the time. I moved from Kansas City down to Cocoa Beach, Florida. And at that point, I was already not eating meat. I have not eaten meat in 35 years now. I stopped eating poultry 25 years ago. And basically with my mom, through healthy eating, kind of what I'm teaching today, and with a really positive mindset, my mom is now 90 years old. So I'm just thrilled and happy about that. But that was what really got me started. After that, I ended up moving out here to Arizona around 2004. And I worked with a gentleman named Dr. Andrew Weil. So he's an integrative medicine physician. A lot of people know him here in town from True Food Kitchen, and he's an integrative medicine doctor. And I learned from him in my 9 years of working with him in marketing about the power of food, about the foods that we should eat, about the anti-inflammatory way of eating, foods that we're going to eat to reduce inflammation in our body. And he also loves to cook. So I kind of learned that from Dr. Weil. After that, I ended up studying in New York at a school called the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And there I learned all the nutritional theories from many of the leaders in the field. And that kind of built on my knowledge to share what I'm going to be sharing with you today. It's a long story, but it's been a lot of years. So after I went to the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, I thought, oh, I'm going to be smarter for my marketing clients. What I ended up doing was working with the NFL and the Super Bowl and teaching former NFL football players how to cook. So I literally went into their homes, taught them one by one how to cook a lot of what we have here today. And that kind of started growing my business. I started doing a lot of events with kids, a lot of events with nonprofits. And time went on, and I just got really focused on plant-based eating. To date, I have 610 hours of plant-based culinary training. And what I'm going to do today is share a lot of this knowledge that I've gained over many, many, many years with you to get you excited about plant-based eating, eating real whole food, eating food that will reduce inflammation in your body, and having fun with cooking. So I'm happy to be with you. It's Melanie Albert with Experience Nutrition. So now what I'd like to do is share with you the different food categories that are really key to reduce inflammation in your body, to help with the immune system, boosting your immune system. A lot of these foods come from, again, the anti-inflammatory way of eating. Many of them are in the Mediterranean diet way of eating. We know that's really healthy. And also, these have been influenced by the blue zones, where people live the longest, healthiest lives. So what I'm going to do is share with you the categories, and know that you don't have to do all the categories at once, but I want you to get these categories. So for me, and it's right here in front of me, is starting with a lot of vegetables. So here we have root vegetables, we have beets, and we also have some turnips. I have some tomatoes and sweet potatoes. So those are our root vegetables. We also have some greens. I have kale here. We're going to be making a raw kale salad. We have some arugula. We're going to use that in a salad. And I also have some parsley, really an herb, but hey, it's green, so there it is. So we have all of our veggies. So those are kind of like number one, the one first base for your eating healthy. Then we have fruit. So today I have bananas, apples, peaches, and I always have lemon or lime, some kind of citrus for our salad dressings. our other fruits are always going to be berries. So today we're actually going to be using those berries for our kale salad. Over here, so we have our fruit and our fruit and our veggies. We also have fresh herbs. So today we have some basil and we also have some parsley. We're going to move over here. These are more like the dry kind of products that we have. So these all come from our local farmers. And here we have our dry products. So we have our veggies, our fruit. The next thing that I like to recommend that people eat are whole grains. So today I have quinoa and some brown rice, any kind of whole grains. You can mix and match your whole grains. We have beans. Beans are a staple for whole food eating and this anti-inflammatory eating and really working on that immune system to keep it really strong with real whole foods. So we have beans. I have garbanzo beans, black beans, and some lentils. And over here in this category, we have nuts and seeds. So we have our veggies, our fruit, our whole grains, our beans, and our nuts and seeds. So we have cashews, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, almonds, and I also have some chia seeds and hemp seeds. So again, you don't have to eat them all at once, but it's going to give you an idea of what these different base products look like. And then when it's time to shop, you can buy those. Over here, we have herbs and spices and aromatics. So again, building, you don't have to do it all at once, but one or really two really great herbs for anti-inflammatory and for the immune system are ginger and turmeric, and I'm going to 3, and also garlic, and then some other herbs that you might have or spices for your cooking. Finally, oh my gosh, it goes on and on. We have sweeteners. So rather than using a white sugar or something processed, we have raw honey and we have some dates right here for sweetness. I'm going to continue to go on. Olive oil. So I really recommend a really high quality olive oil, one that is first pressed and cold pressed. And what I'm going to do today is share with you how to make a salad dressing. So let's just kind of go back really quickly. We have our veggies, we have all of our fruit, and fruit over here. We have our herbs, whole grains, beans and legumes, nuts and seeds, aromatics, and herbs and spices. And our sweeteners and our olive oil. So that's a lot, but this is it for whole foods cooking. So now I'm really excited to share with you how to make a salad dressing. And what I like to call it is a 3-ingredient salad dressing. It's an acid, a fat, and a salt. So today for our acid, I'm going to be using lemons. You could use lemon, you could use lime, you could use vinegar, you could use mustard, which is also an acid. So it's an acid, and then a fat. And I really like to use an olive oil, and a little tip on olive oil is first press, cold press, organic if you can. And look on the label, and you're gonna want an olive oil that's 0.8% or less acid. And that means it's extra virgin olive oil, and also it's gonna have more antioxidants. The other thing that you're always gonna wanna do with an olive oil is buy an oil that is from one country. So this one's actually Italian. Maybe it's from Greece, maybe it's from Portugal, but don't get an olive oil that's blended. So it's really important to have a really good olive oil. And I love olive oil, so I'm going to share another little pointer when you buy your olive oil, is to taste it and notice if you get like a little cough. Like maybe you get a little cough with the olive oil or a little tickle in your back of your throat. That means it's really high in inflammation. So an acid, a fat, and then the other thing with our olive oil, again, 3-ingredient olive oil for the base is a salt. So I like to use a Celtic sea salt. Maybe you use a Himalayan salt, but I like to buy a salt that's coarse, and then I actually hand grind it with my mortar and pestle. So an acid, a fat, and a salt. And what I'm going to be doing is sharing with you 2 different dressings. The first one's going to be the basic lemon for the acid, olive oil, and the salt. And then the next one, I'm probably going to use some honey mustard and make it a little bit more fancy. So we're going to start with our acid, fat, salt salad dressing. Getting the Celtic salt ground up. It's always going to be fresher. And, you know, our mothers taught this a long time ago. Always roll your citrus. And what happens, it's going to break down. So all those little packets within the lemon or the lime are going to break down. So I'm going to roll those And of course, here in Arizona, when citrus is in season, definitely stock up and make your olive oils then. So, basic technique, really simple. So, what I invite you to do is make your own olive oil dressings with your lemon, and then you never have to buy salad dressing again. So we are going to squeeze the lemon juice into the jar. And I actually have a little strainer and a reamer here. So there's the lemon juice. I'm going to do that with both of these jars so that we're ready for the second dressing. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put in, whoops, you know what, that one doesn't have many seeds, so I'm not going to use the strainer this time. What we're going to do after we get the acid in here, the lemon juice, we're going to actually put in about twice as much of the fat. So twice as much of the olive oil. So here we go. Acid. It's a little bit of acid, but I'm going to put in about twice as much of the oil, kind of eyeballing it. So there's the acid, about twice as much of the oil. I'm going to do both while we're here doing this. This is going to be a little batch. I'm only making it for me right now, but we might have some leftovers. So that one has a little bit more acid. I'm going to add a little bit more oil. I think that looks good. And then what we do is we're going to shake it up, emulsify the acid and the fat, and then we taste it. And what we're looking for is it too acidy or too fat? And you're going to know by the taste, I can guarantee that. That one has a little bit more acid. And again, I just feel a little bit punker on my mouth. So I'm going to add a little teeny bit more fat, just a little bit. Shake it up again. And I'm going to taste the other one. And I'll taste it with a different finger. You can put your spoon in if you're making for more than one, but I'm making this for myself. That one also has a little bit more acid, so I'm going to add a little bit more fat to that one. So either way, shake that up. And then what we're going to do is add a little bit of salt. So we have our salt. We really only need a pinch of the salt. And what the salt does, it basically smooths out the taste. Just a pinch or two. So with salt, we really don't want to taste the salt. It's just going to bring out the flavor of the acid and the fat and anything else you might cook with. And I'm going to shake that up again. Do a little taste, and again, looking for balance. It usually changes a little bit. Yeah, I like it. You know, I've got to tell you, this one's a little bit acidy, but I like acid. And I'm going to be massaging the oil for the first one into the kale, and it's going to break it down the kale. So, check that one. It's good. I actually like this one a little bit better. So what I'm going to do, so again, we have our basic olive oil, our acid, fat, salt. And with the second one, what I thought we'd do today is make one with honey and mustard, and also some basil over here. So we have some fresh basil. I'm just going to tear it. You could cut it. I'm just going to tear it and put it into the jar. So any kind of fresh herbs that you might have. You might have basil, you might have thyme, you might even have cilantro. And mint. Some people are making dressings with mint. We're going to add a little bit of our local honey. Add a little bit of our natural sweetener. It's always sticky, but that's okay, right? There we go. Excuse my hands. Or excuse my mouth, I'm going for it. And a little bit of mustard. I'm just going to pour that mustard in. And the interesting thing is that that's going to be our salad dressing. So really importantly is making a really quick salad dressing. Again, acid, fat, and salt. The second one had the honey, mustard, basil. Our start with the lemon and the olive oil and the salt. I'm going to taste that one. I like it. I have to tell you, with this one, I really taste the mustard, and I like that. And what we're going to do with this second one that I made is we're going to be making an arugula salad with quinoa. So we're going to use that. So the first salad dressing, the acid, fat, and salt, what I'm going to do is show you how to make a really quick raw kale salad. The first thing to think about is where you're shopping for all the veggies and all the fruit. And what I recommend is first going to your local farmers markets, going to your local farmers. When we buy from our local farmers, the food is harvested like the day before often, sometimes even the morning of. For our video today, a lot of the veggies were harvested 2 days ago, actually delivered to my house for the shoot yesterday, and here they are, so they're really fresh. So shop with your local farmers, really fresh, supporting our local economy. The other thing is eating organic. So from our local farmers. Some of the farmers are going to be certified organic, some not. Ask them about their practices. We really don't want to eat pesticides, so eat organic and support our local economy. So here we go with the kale salad. So the first thing that we're going to do, we have some of this dinosaur kale. I'm going to, my hands might be a little olive oily, but there we go. It worked anyway. There we go. So we are going to, I will show you that again. So what I invite you to do again is go to your local farmers, buy some kale. Look at this, it's beautiful. Tear a little off the edge and strip it down. A lot of people actually spend a lot of time taking their knife and trying to cut out the middle. You don't need to do that. So I'm going to tear some of these and get it ready for our salad. And then what I'm going to do is put the salad dressing onto the kale. And you guys, you have to do this. You're going to massage your kale. I can't believe I'm telling you this, but it's true. You're going to massage your kale for about 5 to 7 minutes. And what's going to happen, it's going to break down the kale. It's going to be more digestible, and all the nutrients in the kale are going to be more available for your system. So you're going to strip the kale. Let me just get a couple more leaves in here. We're going to put the acid fat salad dressing onto the kale. And then you're going to massage your kale. Sounds funny, but I'll tell you, it works. There we go. So I'm basically tearing the kale into about bite-sized pieces. Shake up the dressing again. There it is. That was pretty good estimate, I think. And I'm going to massage the kale. So basically, we made the salad dressing, the acid fat salt salad dressing. Tore the leaves off the kale. You could use any kind of kale. I love the dinosaur kale. That's going to break down the bitterness and make it more bioavailable, the nutrients. And then you're going to massage for about 5 to 7 minutes. So I have now massaged the kale for probably about 7 minutes, and it has broken down the fibers, and I'm looking forward to making the salad now. So what I'm going to do is put in some of our berries. So we have our kale, some beautiful raspberries, blackberries. You can use any kind of berries, any kind of fruit you like. Some sunflower seeds, along with pumpkin seeds, a little bit of our healthy fats and healthy proteins here. I chopped up some dry figs, and I'm actually going to mix those up a little bit, kind of get the flavors going around. And then what I like to do is plate in a different plate. So we use our mixing bowl for one thing, and then we're going to plate the salad onto our plate. I'm going to put it down right here. So when we eat, we like to make beautiful food. So it's really part of the mindfulness of eating. So rather than dumping the bowl on a plate, I like to be gentle with it and plate it pretty. So you can see I used some of the berries in the salad already, and now I'm going to add a few others just to make sure we can see those. And again, you can use what other berries that you have in your house, whatever you like, whatever's in season, I'll tell you. I actually like pears and peaches in my salads. I definitely love figs to add a little bit of that sweetness. There we have some of the blackberries. A few more of these sunflower seeds. A few pumpkin seeds. And I always like some fresh herbs. So we have our beautiful basil. And there you have it. So you have your really simple raw kale salad with your 3-ingredient salad dressing, the acid, fat, and salt, lemon, olive oil, and salt, some kale that's been massaged, some berries, and some fruit. And there you have it, our raw kale salad. So we've just finished making our beautiful raw kale salad, really simple with our 3-ingredient salad dressing, a little bit of massaging the kale and making it beautiful with our berries and some fresh herbs. And now what I'm going to do is share with you another way to make a really, really simple salad using a lot of the great healthy ingredients that are going to reduce inflammation, help with your immune system. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a quinoa salad. So we have some quinoa that I actually cooked this morning. We have arugula that's going to be our base. We're going to use the salad dressing with the honey mustard that we made. We have pumpkin seeds, olives, some parsley, and a couple of roots. So we have some turnips as well as some beets. And all I'm going to do, and guys, this is so easy, you're just going to mix all of these ingredients together, toss it around and plate it, and that's going to be your salad. So I'm going to start with the quinoa, again, our healthy whole grain, and pour some of that into the bowl. Add some nice wild arugula. So when arugula is in season here in Arizona, definitely buy it. It is so fresh and so delicious. So what I like to do is take the leaves off, not necessarily eat the stems. So we're going to put some arugula in there. You know, if you have spinach, you might want to use spinach, but arugula is spicy and it really contrasts nice with that honey mustard dressing. So we're going to put some arugula in there. You know, you could even mix and match. If you have arugula and spinach, that would actually be really good as well. Some arugula and fresh parsley, so we have some fresh herbs. I have to tell you, the aromatherapy, pause when you're cooking and enjoy the aromatherapy of your fresh herbs. I mean, this is really pretty nice. Locally grown, Arizona farmers. So we have some parsley in there. And we have our beets, so we have some beautiful beets. I'm going to actually put some of those beets in there that I've pre-chopped. And we have some of the turnips also pre-chopped. Pretty simple. Put in some of our pumpkin seeds. This is looking really good. It's kind of funny. It's fall, but it looks a little Christmassy. Some olives, our healthy fats with the olives. Shake up the dressing a little bit, our acid, fat, salt dressing. Pour that right into the salad. And I'm going to toss it. So here's the difference. With the raw kale salad, we massage the kale. When you are using a light green, like the spinach or the arugula, all you need to do is toss it and coat the greens. And I'm going to get every little bit in there, every little bit of dressing. Toss that. So we're going to toss the salad, not really massaging it, tossing the ingredients together. And I have to tell you, this is so easy. And we're going to plate. So I have one of my favorite little bowls here, my Yum bowl. And I'm going to put some parsley in there to start. So we have some parsley in the bowl. We're going to put a little bit of the arugula quinoa salad with our roots. And I always like to save some different cuts of the roots because we always eat with our eyes first. So we have some of the beets going in, making a little gourmet salad. Feel like I need some more arugula. There we go. Pumpkin seeds. So the other thing about plating and cooking is that you can be very intuitive. So I'm just adding in some of these ingredients that I feel like adding, and I always come back to fresh herbs. So we're going to add some more fresh herbs to that salad. And there we have it. So it's been my pleasure to be here with you today, and I really hope from the bottom of my heart that you've learned something, that you've learned a little bit about really healthy, simple, whole foods that are great to reduce inflammation in your body and to help with your immune system. I'm Melanie Albert. I'm with Experience Nutrition. You can find all kinds of other recipes on my website, experiencenutrition.com. And thank you again so much for being here.